Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to continue working with the explore page. Something that I did, I created like multiple servers like these ones. You can just go ahead and create some of them. I also created a bunch of like users. You can do that too, so we can like work with that later. So let's start with the explore. Let's go to the front end. We basically created the Explorer server JS here. So what we need to do, we need to load all our categories here, like all of these ones. And so yeah, let's just do that. So here, let's go to create server, and we're going to use the get server categories, right? So let's just copy this one. Let's copy this, import, and let's put it here. We're not going to use the create server, but we're going to use the get server categories, right? Let's go down here a little bit, and of course we need to create the user state and the user effect. So let's just copy the user state and user effect imports. Okay, and then here let's start with our to load categories to the tab, to load the categories for the tabs, right? We need, let's create, because we can just go to create server and copy this one if you want, but let's just do that. Okay, so const server category, comma, set server category. Yeah, just like that. This equal will be use state, and inside remember to put the empty array, just like that. That's how we get the server categories. Now we need to create a new one. In this one, we're going to call it servers, and then set servers. And this one use state and also an empty array here. Let's create a new one, and then let's call it search body. Oops. Then set search body. This one uses state, and this one can pretty much stay empty. And also, you see here that it makes it active, so we need to make sure that when we clicking one of these categories, like it turns like active. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a new variable here. Okay, use a state. Let's call it active category CSS. Sec active category CSS. Use a state, and this one, let's just set it like null for now. Okay, I think we got the variables that we need. Now let's just copy the same use effect for the category, sorry, for the create server. We can just copy the whole thing, and let's paste it here. And with this one, we get the we need to change the name. Okay. And then with this one, we get all the categories, and then we put it here in server category. So yeah. So let's check. Let's render all the categories here. Let's check tab is center. And then here, basically in this UL, let's just delete that. Here, we're gonna get the server category dot map. Remember, then here category, right? Let's just here the function. We can just move this one here, just like that, because we want to map like this lead, like lead here. So category, and then here we can put an icon actually. Let me see. Let's put this here like that. Just put span. Icon is small. And then here we just put the class name, material icons. Just like that. And then so inside the material icons, we're gonna put the category dot icon. Remember, that will be for so yeah. So and then here, actually, we need to put the let's put the this inside the icon. Then let's put these like that. Let's get another span for the title. Okay, so now inside the span, we're going to put the category dot. Okay, and just like that. And then here we're gonna put the key. Remember, when we're mapping, we need to put the category ID or a key, right? I'm just gonna put the key, the ID, and then the ID will be category dot. Okay. And then here, we can just put it on the lead. Right? Just put this on the lead because here we're gonna have an action. In this action, we're gonna basically when we click on this, we're going to like render all the servers. So here, let's put value. The value of this link will be category.id, just like that. And then on click, you're gonna have like this function call handle click. We don't have it, but then we're going to bind this event and the category.id, just like that. Now let's create the handle, like the handle click function here. And let's put it down here. Okay. So the handle click function is gonna take a parameter that will be the ID and the event, right? Just like that. Then here let's just check the token. Oops. And then we're going to just basically get the servers in that category there. We don't have it yet, so we can just create it now. So let's go to the services and then go to servers. And then here, let's basically create a new request, right? And then let's call it export cons get servers in category, right? And then here, this is going to take a token ID. And here we pass our arrow function. We can just copy this one, paste it here, and create our promise. Oops. Promise will be asios.get, and if we go to our server URLs, we have get servers category. We created our API, our view for that, and remember here we pass we basically get an ID here. So that's why we here we basically with the URL, oops, get API server get servers category. Let me make sure that's the correct URL. Let me just copy this. And then we have slash and then the ID, okay? Paste that, okay. Then slash, and now here we pass the ID. But here we just append the ID that we get here. Just append that there. And that's it. Very simple. Okay, so now we get that. So cons their promise will be promise that then, and then we can just copy this one, right? And then here we return the data promise, just like that. We save that, and now let's copy our request, and then let's import it here. And now let's copy, and then now we can call it inside our handle click. Remember, when we click on the tab here, we're gonna call this function, this handle click function, right? So get servers in category. Here we pass the token, remember, and we pass the ID. And how we get the ID? The parameter. Parameter. And then we got the response. Oops. Response. Just like that. We close that here. Which no. Then we have our response, and then we set all the servers that we get. Oops. So we just called our set function, and then we just pass the response, and then the results. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. So we set the servers. So we need to remember the active category. We need to make sure that app or category gets activated. So let's have a condition on here. Okay. If active category CSS, right, it's different than null. Remember that the predetermined value is null. It's different than null. So it's basically being clicked. So document that get element by ID, and then here we pass the active category CSS, because that will be our ID, right? Class list that remove is active. You're probably wondering, like, why we remove it first? Well, basically, that means it's being activated in any of the in any like category. So we need to remove it just in case we change. We click on one and then another one. We need to remove it to activate in the other one, right? Just if it's being like activated. If not, we just here document get element by ID, and then the parameter with the class list that add is just like that. Okay. Very simple. Okay. And then now we want to like to change the value of the right? So now we're going to set active category because we update it, right? We want to basically pass the parameter just like that. This updates the value of the active category CSS. Because if we go to the tab, remember that this lead, we can just leave this one empty here. So here we get the ID. Here, you see? And this will be the only one with this ID, so we can just grab that. So it's very important that you put the ID too here, so the JavaScript can get that element, right? Okay, so so we basically updated our handle click. Let's click on that and let's run it and see if it works. Let's just remember run here in our front end, and then now let's refresh. Okay. Remember Control F5 to refresh. Let's click and explore, and here we have all our categories, and when we click on those, it changed to active, as you can see. But of course the servers is not being updated, and we're going to start work with that. Okay. So yeah, and in the next video we're going to start working with the basically populating all the servers and in here and start working with the search. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.